All right, everyone. Welcome back to another Stock Market Open live stream. Want to start here. Just want to mention, sorry to, what was it? I just saw the comment here. Mick B. Really sorry to hear that about some death of your old pals. Really hate to hear that. My father-in-law is in a similar boat, so really hate hearing that. Sorry about that. But let's get started with the market today. So we do have some data coming out today. Actually, quite a bit of data. We did also have BTC have a little bit of a rally over the weekend. And going into the open, it's slowing down a little bit. If we zoom out onto the day chart, I've actually been watching this convergence really closely. Say this line right here and this one. We've been almost perfectly on this over the weekend. I've been watching this on the day, and then I've been watching it sort of on the hour, and I thought, oh, are we getting a breakout over here? And so we failed that breakout, which is not great, and we moved right back down to the Fibby here. So a move's almost on perfect, just clear technicals. It's pretty. Pretty obvious. BTC loves those technicals. But what that means for this week, I don't know. Probably going to be a little bit of a week that wants a little bit of guidance in terms of data. But then again, you look at how some of these things are moving, like gold, for example. Gold up at 22.66. Some folks are saying that gold is up at 22.66 because inflation is coming down and rates are going to get cut. Others are saying it's because the Fed's going to cut rates and the inflation job isn't done yet and you got to hedge yourself. So you got this weird duality of commentary circulating, though it does seem to be that you're getting more and more folks who are saying the Fed is becoming less important in the discussion of why markets should continue to go up. That also makes some people nervous because then it's like, wait a minute. Yes, let's cut out the most important factor in the economy. Let's do just that. I don't know about that, but anyway, we'll see. So somebody here says, give me more deets on the 1031 into REITs. Can you 1031 out of a REIT? No, you can only go in, but you can't go out. That's sort of like your last stop is the way to think of it. That's basically the idea is there are a lot of people who own, like short and skinny here. Basically, there are a lot of people who own rental real estate, and they get to a point in their life where they're like, you know what, I've had enough tenants and toilets. I don't want to deal with this anymore. If I can put my money into something else that still gives me real estate exposure, but I don't have to do it, and I get a similar yield, and I get the appreciation and the cash flow, well, hence the yield, then why would I do it myself? And so that's where these sort of loopholes have been designed that let you sell your real estate. You 1031 into a trust, you sit there for a couple of years, and then you 721 into a REIT, and then you're in a REIT. It's kind of cool, but it's not for everyone. But then again, real estate's not for everyone. I think it's like less than 6%, 3 to 6% of people who actually own, or how should I say this, receive passive income from real estate. So it's a very small number of people who are actually exposed to real estate. Anyway, let's get the data. So we should be, that comes out at 7 a.m. Oh, that's lame. S&P Global PMIs come out at 6:45, and then ISMs come out at 7 a.m. Then we get JOLTS at 7 a.m. Then we get factory orders at 7 a.m. Then we get durables at 7 a.m. Everything's at 7 a.m. Oh, JOLTS is tomorrow, though, but also at 7 a.m. How confusing. Okay, whatever. So anyway. Yep, that answers that. Okay, show me your mug. Oh, man. Oh, you'll see the mug in just a sec. Let's see here. Alrighty, so let's take a peek at some of these delicioso figures here. So pre-market, what do we got? Spirit Airlines at $5. Wayfair's up a couple percent. Micron, Matterport up a couple, one-ish percent each, 1.34-ish. Open Door 1.3. Embraer's up again, over at $27. ARM sitting at 125. Enphase up about 69 basis points, and Restoration Hardware about 64. Looking at the downside, you've got MicroStrategy down 4.7. Donald Trump Media Group down 4.2. Reddit down 1.3. Tesla's actually been bobbing between 0 and, well, 0. So, all right, you do have, in fairness, you also have a pretty big catalyst coming out. You just got an email coming from Martin as well with the some of the compiled consensus figures for all the analysts. So I think I screenshotted that. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so total deliveries for Q1 anticipated on an average basis from 30 different analysts, 443,000. And the median was 421,000. So got a little bit of a spread there in terms of what markets think you're going to get in terms of deliveries for Tesla. The deliveries are expected to come out tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, right around this time, we should be getting some interesting numbers on Tesla's vehicle delivery efforts. Does seem like they're, as they always do, pushing pretty hard there at the end of the month to get their end of quarter deliveries out. So we'll see. That'll be tomorrow. And let's see, what else do we have? I'd like to see how the bond market's waking up. So this morning, and I also think it's always so interesting when so many sort of articles and headlines you see, everything's just like, nothing's standing in the way of rally continuing. When I hear stuff like that, like, things were more balanced in like 2016 even, where at least there were some headlines were like, I don't know. And now everything just seems to be positive, and that always makes me a little nervous from just sort of a contrarian point of view, like, wow, it's pretty much one directional there. Anyway, this is interesting. You're starting the second quarter off here with the 10-year rising, 4.24, so you're up almost 5 basis points on the 10-year. And if I go to the 2-year, you're actually flat on the 2-year. How interesting. So that gives you a little bit of a bear steepening, where basically the yield curve becomes a little less inverted. But that's not because rates are going down. It's rather because rates are going up on the longer end of the curve. Very interesting. Let's see here. Somebody here says, you've been screaming missed delivery for a month. No, I haven't been screaming missed delivery for a month. I've been reporting that analysts keep lowering their targets, which is exactly what's happened. You've seen the targets for Tesla deliveries come from about 495 for Q1 down to, well, what did I just read out? 431,000 on the median and 443 on the average. So if you divide that, you actually get an 11% decline on an average, and you get a 13% decline on a median. And then that's also predicated on us actually hitting those numbers. So let's say you come in at 420. Well, then you're going to miss by even these low estimates, and then you'll also be negative year over year. So the current estimates are that deliveries will be somewhere between, low 400s to low 430s. So shall see. Those numbers come out tomorrow. Let's see here. Do DSTs also get stepped up? Well, any asset does. Yeah. I'm not aware of an asset that doesn't get a stepped up basis. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. I'm not sure. I'm just not aware of that. But I know stocks do, and so ownerships and partnerships and corporations, equities, real estate, all of those get a stepped up basis. I don't know what doesn't get a stepped up basis. So, I mean, obviously there's always the estate tax after like 13 mil, but that's a really good question. I'm actually not 100% sure about that. NIO delivery numbers are out, down 30% quarter on quarter. Wow, Max, really? Take a look at that. So, let's see here. Okay, let me go individual news. Okay, NIO sees Q1 deliveries at about 30,000, so that's lower than the 32 estimate that they had, which is, I mean, if I go 30 divided by 32, that's about a 7% miss for Q1, but I think that's their forecast. And I'm trying to see their actual deliveries. Oh, okay, here we go. So March deliveries were 11,866. Total deliveries 479,000. Interesting. I'm having trouble getting the Q over Q number here. I'd like to see the Q over Q. Let's try the good old tweeter. So, interesting. Okay, March numbers were up year over year. And quarterly deliveries, that's cumulative, in March delivered. 3 months in, okay, here we go. So they delivered 30,000 vehicles in March 2024. Let's go to Q1. What was that, Q1 or 4? First quarter delivery update. Oh, I see, okay. Q1 2023 NIO deliveries. Let me see here. 40% off, 30%. I see. No, NIO delivered 31,000 vehicles in the first quarter of 2023. And then the first quarter of 2024, they delivered 30,000. So they went negative. I guess I don't see that that much of a decline, because I'm seeing last year they delivered 31,000, and this year they delivered 30,000. But they did go negative. That is interesting. Someone here says the car market is imploding while the stonk market keeps stonking. That is true. Yeah, I agree with you. Is BYD just taking over, or is the interest rate argument for Tesla demand? Well, you know, I think it's a factor of everything, which is very interesting. It's a little bit of everything. It's interest rates. It's you know, I think maybe people got their cars during COVID and are just deciding, you know what, do I really want to get a new car now? And you know, you do see vehicle sales up from 2023 across the board. So then that sort of suggests that it's not necessarily like a structural shift in vehicle deliveries. Instead, it might be more of an anti-electric sort of movement. Something you have to consider is almost every speech, and I think this is very interesting, almost every speech that Donald Trump gives is anti-electric vehicle. And ironically, or maybe, well, I mean, it is ironic. And then Elon Musk clearly caters himself to the right. So you have Elon Musk, you know, pushing a narrative to the right. And then you have Donald Trump pushing an anti-EV narrative. So, unfortunately, electric vehicles are the ones getting pooped on a little bit more than is probably good for Tesla. And so that's actually benefiting manufacturers like Toyota, who are focusing a little bit more on hybrids and hybridization. And that's been helping BYD as well. So it's hard to say, is it an anti-EV? Is it, you know, pro-hybrid? You know, what is going on? Could be all of those things. And then, of course, I mean, the easy one, of course, is, yes, interest rates. But I don't think it's only interest rates. You know, I think there's a little bit more going on than interest rates. And I hate saying that because I want to think it's just, you know, interest rates, because that would make it easier to suggest, oh, okay, you know, the pain will be transitory. But in case you haven't seen, and you know me, I'm just trying my best to be as neutral as possible. I saved this screenshot from Elon Musk in case anybody is in doubt about Elon's commentary about leaning to the right. I don't even think it's a leaning to the right anymore. Let's just be clear. I'm going to put this up on screen. This is his actual tweet, and I saved it on purpose. I voted 100% Dem until a few years ago. Now I think we need a red wave or America is toast. So, I think it's hard to argue that he's a lefty, right? That's a pretty clear signal that he's anti-today's Democrat. Farmer Brett here says, or people have used electric vehicles and have realized over a daily commute it's inconvenient to have electric. Yeah, I mean, maybe in colder environments, I actually think electric vehicles are fantastic for daily commutes, specifically if you're going home because you just plug the darn thing in at night. It does suck if you have like an apartment though, because you need a dedicated parking spot. So BYD lowering prices, that's also true. You have the price war. You have the substantial price war that people say Elon started and China's going to finish. Vegas Nick loves his Model Y here. EVs will remain. Sales will slow down, but they're still the future. See, I agree with that. Elon Musk caters to people who will never buy his car. I actually think that is the ironic truth. Is like, if the sole goal was the environment and Tesla, then you would cater to the left, right? Like, if that was your goal. Now, of course, Elon's argument is, oh, well, I'm not going to be manipulated by the needs of my corporation. Okay, fine, but every other CEO is, because every other CEO is trying to do the best for their company. So, yeah, I think that's very interesting. Microchip sales to automotive are down the past year. Oh, that's interesting, Tron. That is interesting. BYD trying to saturate the market. Yep, exactly. Possible that Elon Musk will sell more Tesla because of X soon. Yeah. I don't think it's just possible. I think it's probable, unfortunately. I think his loan negotiations aren't going to go great with Morgan Stanley and the other bankers. And so they'll probably require some more principal pay down. Guess the country. Free education, hospital, healthcare, no wealth tax, no death tax, capital gains not. Instead you pay, what is this, 8% of the total amount of the assets you have. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a Switzerland or, something in that neck of the woods. I don't know. It's a guess, but it's Alexander the Great. Yeah. Anyway, okay. How's Summer? Oh, Summer's doing okay. She's going through recovery. It's a little bit of like, I think when you're doing that kind of recovery, a little like 3 steps forward, 1 step back. So it's just mostly going in the right direction. Don't want to feed her too much yet, even though she really wants it, because her tummy's just not ready for that yet. So that's the exciting and struggle right now, is waiting for her to get to that level of being normal again. So, anyway, all right. I always see this argument, and it's always entertaining. Elon is pushing the correct values. He is not siding with the left or right. Everything doesn't have to be labeled as left or right. You're right, everything doesn't have to be labeled as left or right. But there is no definitive way to say that Elon's stance is 100% the correct value. There is certainly a counter argument. And even if he's 70% true or right in what he says, it still makes him 30% wrong. So, usually it's only people on one side of the aisle, when they hear something from Elon that agrees with their opinion, and they argue, yeah, well, he's just speaking the truth. Well, that's That's not exactly how politics works. If politics were that easy, then he should just run for president. But I guarantee you, if he ran for president, half the country would still hate his guts. Because that's politics. It's not that easy. It's not, oh, this is the best answer, therefore this is, easy and everybody will like it. No, I'm not short Tesla at all. Sweden. Sweden, yeah. Close. Very interesting. Yeah. So anyway, all right, interesting commentary. Kevin really liked the videos this weekend. They were informative. Oh, thank you so much. That's awesome. If you own a house and live near a big city like Chicago or New York, having an EV as a secondary makes sense. As a secondary. Oh, that's interesting. As a secondary. Okay. Let's see. Politics are annoying. Yeah, I agree. All right. So anyway, let's keep peeking at pre-market and some of the pre-market news. Okay, so no, nothing's really changed here. Bill is back down 2.9%. We've got Trump Media and MicroStrategy really leading the downs today, but otherwise you don't actually have that many to the downside. You still have less than one page. Less than one page of red, which it always leads to more red, I feel like, when we open up. Andrew's trying to figure out how I was writing backwards this weekend. That's funny. Anyway. All right. So let's explore what else we have in news. So we got those Neo deliveries, and we've got, let's see here, Fed rate cut pricing to still reflect sticky inflation. The markets reckon there's more than a 70% chance the Fed might cut rates in June. All right, I'm going to write that down. All right, so first catalyst tomorrow. Let's write this down. Catalyst tomorrow. We've got, let's take a look at that. Catalyst tomorrow, we have jolts expected at 8,770 thousand, so 8.77 million. And tomorrow we'll get durable good orders. Durable good orders expected at 1.4%. Catalyst today. Let's write that down. Oh yeah, catalyst tomorrow as well. Tesla delivery numbers. Catalyst today, we'll have S&P PMI, manufacturing, expected at 52.5, and then we'll have ISM manufacturing, expected at 48.3. That's slightly in contraction still. Remember, any number under 50 is contraction. And then we have ISM prices paid, expected at 53. That's some growth. ISM new orders at 49.8. And then we're looking at ISM employment at expected at 47.5. That employment catalyst is always the one that makes me a little nervous. It's like, when is that going to start showing oopsie doopsies? Somebody says 3M down 13%. Is that true? Let's take a look at that. No, I don't see that. Maybe you're looking at a glitch. I actually see them up 3%. Is Kevin buying Hershey? Oh, it sounds like you read the e-hack. We were talking about that a little bit this weekend. I was reading Barron's on the plane and writing a little bit. Data Newt here says they expect the Fed to cut more. So what catalyst do you see for the Fed cutting more? Still have to shake the wheel, says Devo. Yep. Shaking the wheel is annoying, especially when you're in a turn. I sometimes have it rip out of a turn because I have to wobble in a turn. Squeaky markers. I think that means they are low on ink, which I think is funny. Alright. 3M was down from its last close. Well, then maybe that's glitched. I mean, let me try 3M stock. Oh, yeah. Pre-market on Google says 13%. Okay, so which one is it? $91. Wait, yeah, look at that. Look at that pre-market. It says $91 here. And that says it's up 3%. But that's actually way down from its close. Yeah. Wobble, I think, is the wrong word. That I was just sort of echoing what they say. But yeah, it's just pressure to one side is the right way to do it. Yeah, and usually newer Tesla drivers wobble it. And really, you just need to do pressure to one side. That's correct. So what happened? Some kind of 3M complete spin-off with Solventum. 3M gets final court approval. 10.3 billion dollar settlement. Some sort of $10 billion deal here. Yet I don't really know much about what's going on there at 3M. Something about them completing the spin-off. I think that's part of their healthcare sector. Yeah. Solventum healthcare business as a standalone company. Okay, so they're taking a slice of the revenues away from the company. It generates more than $8 billion in annual revenue. Okay, so it sounds like there's some form of... Oh, you do get a share of Solventum stock, though. Holders of 3M stock received 1 share of Solventum stock for every 4 shares of 3M stock held at the close of business March 18th. Okay. So maybe because it's, I mean, it depends on how much Solventum is worth, but it sounds like shareholders did get a little bit of Dalahalas there. So that might be why Webull is showing it as positive, assuming you're getting like a $20 stock or something like that. Interesting. Fed must get more aggressive with rate cuts due to weakening jobs market. Yeah, I saw that this weekend, or maybe that was late Friday, but somebody arguing that the jobs market was weakening. I agree. I think if the jobs market does start weakening, you'll get a very aggressive rate cut Fed. But we just haven't seen that just yet. Set amount of pay there in Sweden on real estate agent pay. Nice. Where do you stand on a hard versus soft landing? Also, is the Nike swoosh still in the cards? Yeah, nothing has changed on my thesis on a volatile Nike swoosh. Now, we haven't had much volatility, but when I said that last year, questioning why we didn't have much volatility, we ended up getting a 3-month stock market sell-off, in August, September, October. That was pretty nasty. That ended November 1st. So there's definitely room for that sort of nearer term correction. But, I mean, as long as jobs keep going, I think what you're really doing is you're just kicking the can down the road of an eventual recession. But then again, there will always be a recession. I mean, there's always like a 20% chance of a recession every single year. The real question now is, are the odds of a recession today greater for some reason? Well, I don't really see a recession super close. But then again, that's always the problem. It tends to happen quickly. So, everyone needs to, what is this? Stop catering to the Fed? Go out, get a job, buy a house, live your life, have kids? Well, I think catering or listening to the Fed is just part of the story. It's just part of the story. More deflation might show up, says JR. Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll get some March numbers and start seeing some more of that. We definitely don't want it to be sticky. Ooh, I wonder when the new multivariate core comes out. Multivariate core inflation. Usually it comes out a week after PCE. Yeah, the current one's not out yet. What a joke. What a joke. We want the data. Yeah, well. All right. So let's take a brief listen here to see if they have anything interesting to say.
Sure, in terms of actually paying a dividend, wouldn't be hard for them to do that with $100 billion in cash. And then I think it's underappreciated as an AI asset. I know we had some controversy over some of the images did by Gemini, but the tool is extremely powerful. Of course, you're going to have problems, and it's never going to be perfect. But I think we're going to see ourselves using Google and Gemini more in the future. The regulatory issues are significant. There's one silver lining, and that's go ahead.
How are you thinking about Google or Gemini in the context of what we keep hearing is going to come out from OpenAI in terms of leapfrogging again? I don't know where you think Claude is from Anthropic on a relative basis. It just feels like there's so much competition in this space and potentially other competitors that are ahead.
Yeah, it's a highly competitive space. I don't know that there are that many competitors. I mean, the scale of resources and compute power and cash you need to really run these models and run them at scale. The fact that maybe as a data point that Apple is outsourcing probably to Gemini, like if Apple doesn't want to do it themselves, they got plenty of cash. But if they don't have the resources and the know-how, maybe that says something about how at the end of the day, there's just a handful of really do this at the kind of scale that that Microsoft is looking at and Google is looking at.
What Gemini is doing is better than what the competitors are doing? Because the truth, and I'll be honest, I use Claude now. I use OpenAI, ChatGPT. I don't use Gemini because I don't find that the answers and the things that are coming are at the same level.
These are hard things, and they're going to constantly innovate. I'll just give you two quick, simple examples. You go ahead and run why is it called March Madness, and how can I buy tickets to March Madness? And you just do that on Gemini, do it on ChatGPT, and you'll actually find the answers pretty similar, actually slightly better on Gemini. That's just a random example, but it's useful, timely. I think Google is in this race, but
yeah, I mean, these are just like basic inquiries, though, right? So it's usually when things get a little bit more complicated that I feel like you start losing GPTs and these language models pretty darn quickly. It's the search engine. I mean, really, I feel like GPTs should just be built into search engines. That'd be my take.
Google here.
Okay, so what do you think the stock should be worth in a year from now, if you're right?
Oh, I think there's upside. I think our price target's 160, but could there be upside to 200? Yes, possibly. It's not our top pick. That remains Amazon, another one of those Fab Five names. And I'd still put Meta up there.
Ooh, I'm a big fan of Amazon, by the way. A question here came up about the consensus CPI, looking at 0.3 and 0.3 for month over month and core, both at 0.3.
Fab Five. In the internet space, we continue to like names like Dash and Expedia. Look, overall trends, I think demand trends are pretty positive this year. These companies have caught cost religion. They're not rehiring like it's 1999. So I think let's keep going up. I think we're going to have more shareholder-friendly activities. I think Google's going to come out and surprise people and start paying a dividend. I think that's a positive for the sector. And then I think AI, just as a fundamental tailwind, is there. And you're seeing more and more examples of companies improving their products and processes using AI. So it's a good reason to stay long kind of the highest quality names in the internet.
Okay. Mark Mahaney, it's always good to see you. We appreciate it. We're going to
thank you, Andrew.
Yeah, I think Amazon. I don't disagree with you, Alexander. I think Amazon will be one of the major beneficiaries of AI, and will be one of those companies that will actually be able to do a lot more with maybe 20% fewer workers. And that's not great from an employment point of view, but it is great from a margin point of view for them. Street is next. Oh yeah, okay, we'll come back to that. All right, so let's see here. Micro and the Trump group picking up a little bit. Well, they were down about 4-ish%. Now they're down about 3.5%. Palantir, not looking great here and chart-wise. I mean, look at this. This looks like a nice little head and shoulders here. Not fantastic. So you were down 6% Friday, and you're down another 30-ish basis points here in the morning. Apple's flat. Nvidia's up 15 basis points. Tesla's there at 17. The Q's are at about 30. 10 years up about 4%. And Bitcoin falls below 70 again. All right, let's listen in here. And then we'll take a peek at what the suits are saying next.
Better of a seller than a buyer?
Yes. Well, I mean, we haven't been this overbought since the beginning of January, which was a kind of a rough time. I think that we do have very little actual earnings news. We have lots of very things that are very important. We got some spinoffs, too. We got 3M spinoff, GE. They'll be very exciting. But, yeah, I mean, I just feel like I don't like to buy it here. We are for the club, are huge believers that the risk reward is bad. We offer this S&P, the oscillator, as part of our package. And it has been uncanny in telling you when not to buy. And David, I know you were on assignment last week, but we've had a kind of a long-term...
tough assignment.
Yeah, tough assignment. We've had a lot of power in stocks that are not Mag 7. I mean, home builders,
right?
Transportation, some auto, really good in just general industrial.
But that's being embraced as a real positive.
Right, but if you look at the charts, they're straight up. I don't know. I'm getting concerned.
You are getting concerned, even
Straight
though
up.
when we began the year, many were hoping that we would see this broadening of the market
Yes,
that
and
we
we got
have
it.
seen. We've seen the reduction of the Mag 7 to basically a Fab 4.
Yes.
But
Donors,
the
share
fact
donors.
is that many of the areas you just mentioned have been beneficiaries of a much stronger market
But now
overall,
we're
and so
about to
we
have
have
earnings.
seen this broadening.
But now we're about to have earnings. I don't know if they're all equal to the task, and that's the problem. I mean, right now, this week you can play. But I do think that we have a lot of stocks that have run in anticipation that the Fed's going to cut, run in anticipation that profits are good. And so when you finally get the profits are good, I mean, so what? That's all. You moved up. Magnificent 7, I love the broadening. We can probably stop talking about the Magnificent 7. That was a good movie. Not, you
Yeah,
know.
those days are over.
Right.
Now
That
it's-
was. We're done with the Mag 7. We're done with that.
So no more Yul Brynner jokes?
No more.
More
what do we
obscure
move to the
references
Beatles?
to names that neither Carl.
Alrighty, so let's see. Big thing now is going to be just taking a peek at, well, another big thing, I should say, rather than just only a big thing, is gold. Gold's rally here, kind of wild. I mean, if we jump over, look at just the chart of gold here recently, and gold usually doesn't move much, but it did like to take a little bit of a movie doozles here. Look at this, 2271 on gold. Nice, nice movement to the upside here. Where's Mr. Dell Steve to tell us about gold? You've got gold now at 2271, and again, some folks say it's because of expectations for interest rate cuts. Others say it's because cuts are going to lead to more inflation. Therefore, check out gold. Kind of interesting. And interesting sort of a channel that you're in as well, identified by the market ear here on this screen. Gold and rates volatility. The crowd tends to focus on gold and real rates, but don't forget that gold also cares about the pace of things happening. Rate volatility. That's rate volatility inverted. No. Gold and volatility. On March 1st, gold was some $200 lower. We reminded our readers how gold volatility trades with upside skew. Options are dynamics, blah blah blah. GS. Yeah. So I would say probably 70% of those talking about gold going up are talking about it going up in anticipation of rate cuts. And so I think that's quite frankly it almost makes you wonder, is it because of a fear of more inflation, or is it potentially because people see it as a safe haven for something going wrong? I don't know. Don't know what the reason is, but there's speculation all over about what it could be. See, here's one. Gold jumps as favorite Fed inflation gauge stokes rally. That's the PCE, suggesting that, PCE data coming in somewhat stable along expectations is leading to the rally. I don't know. It's probably a combination of all of those factors. So let's see here. So if I go, we can plot something like IAU, which is a gold ETF. You can see that gold bottomed out right around when the stock market did, which is really interesting that it bottomed out in October of 2022. You would think that gold would almost be like the safe haven asset. And now we're at, all-time new highs, and we're really breaking out of those all-time new highs. Pretty remarkable how quickly everything is recovering and then breaking out to new levels. So here's Nvidia. Nvidia's up 16 basis points today, though it seems to be giving up a little bit going into the bell. You can see a little bit of that bleed out. Tesla going into the bell. It's been sort of bouncing between these two ranges here. It's really been stuck in those two ranges for a while. BTC, this is the 5-minute chart here. See almost a perfect bounce there at 69K. Trying to recover a little bit. And no clear direction on a firm or Enphase or Meta. A little bit of a bleed coming down. Apple seems to be getting rejected by about that 171.84 level. And that's just a day line, but it's hitting that one pretty hard. Amazon up 70 basis points. Let's go. I like Amazon. Hey, I gotta get me some more Amazon. Anyway, let's listen in here for a moment again.
We talked about it. Where's it go?
I know.
What happened?
I want to still hear your big takeaways from being out there for the
That
week.
was like a month ago.
Well, it's news to me, okay?
Oh.
So audience of one right here.
In case you missed it.
Yeah.
Well, I was in the city of success, San Jose, and which had 1 million people, now apparently has 900,000. City of uber success. But look, I think that the main thing that you have to take away is that you have to have the Omniverse, which is Jensen, streamed to some sort of device, and that's how it works. Now, David didn't realize when I was away about how. Because I knew.
Thanks, Chap and Webb. That's nice. Gold production cost, very high. Well, yeah, of course. You could say the same thing about Bitcoin. Production cost is very high. Let's see here. Gold only surprising to people who are distracted with Bitcoin and AI. Ooh, John. So if inflation goes up, Biden would be in his last term. Yeah. Well, politics are funny. They have a way of surprising. This election's going to be very entertaining, though. I will say that for sure. 100% entertainment guaranteed. Accelerated AI adoption will likely be reflected in higher than anticipated unemployment rates sooner than expected. I don't know about that. I don't disagree that artificial intelligence will lead to more layoffs. I'm not convinced at how rapid that is. And that's always the challenge is when. I think people overestimate how fast the Fed will cut. Yeah, I agree. I think the market is a little more excited than it should be with expecting a June cut. I think we're probably more like September. That's personally what I think. So I did get, by the way, I got another FSD update this last night. I think we're on like 12.3.3 now. They're really cranking out these updates. So, which is pretty exciting. I still think it's some of the best AI that exists right now. Everybody's excited about artificial intelligence. The market's really overlooked Tesla because it just hasn't shown that it's a profitable tool yet. But hopefully it will one of these days. Maybe it will in Q2, right? They're doing a lot of these trials, 30-day trials ending like May. But that's in the middle of Q2. So when you actually get to that conversion point, that'll be an interesting moment. But you really won't have that catalyst until Q2 earnings and Q3. And Q2 earnings might end up showing negative vehicle deliveries as well. So Q1, Q2 is going to be interesting. It'll be very interesting. Somebody here says, I'd rather drive myself. See, I wouldn't. Went to 3 Tesla dealerships this weekend. It was packed with deliveries, bullish on delivery numbers. Yep, you have to think they deliver. We did this math before. There are probably about, let's see here, deliveries. So they have about 160 delivery centers in the United States. This is all an EHAC. If they do 400,000 US sales per quarter, which I think that's a little high. I think it's a little more than 300,000. So I'm just going to go with 300K. So if I go 300K per quarter, divided by 160 delivery centers, that gives me 1,000, sorry, is that right? Yeah, that's 1,875 vehicles per delivery center, divided by 90. You have to deliver 20.8 cars a day. So in a typical 10-hour day, I mean, let me see here. Tesla Delivery Center, Camarillo. Let's see what hours they're open. So they're open 8 to 7. 11-hour day. Okay. And so then you have 11 hours. So you got to get about 2 cars moving per hour. But the problem is, that was easy on average per location. But now you have to take people on the FSD drives. So that's potentially why you're seeing a lot more people at the delivery center. Because people got to now turn it into like, you know, an hour or 2 event to pick up their car rather than the old school 15 minutes. So there's a little bit of an adjustment to make there. But yeah, yesterday I mentioned in one of my videos, I just ran into another little oopsie doopsie. So with FSD, so it's weird. It's like I feel like it's 3 steps forward, 1 step back. So you're still getting some of those step backs. Oh, wow, look at this. I started a real estate marketing company because of you and the Matterport video you made 3 years ago. I'm now making $120,000 a year. I love you, brother. Oh, man, I love you too. That's awesome, man. That's really cool to hear. Yeah, there are a lot of people that really enjoyed that video. I know exactly which one you're talking about. Let's see here. Yeah, the new FSD does feel a little more human-like. That is true. The sooner the government regulates away human drivers, the better. Yeah, I mean, I do agree with that too. 1,000 billionaires are getting ready to transfer their wealth over to beneficiaries, and these new billionaires have different ambitions. Kevin forgot to mention, this weekend we got a car for my brother. $299 monthly lease, 0 down. Like nothing. Just the first month. Wow. Been negotiating with dealers since January. Prices on new cars are coming down. Yeah, I believe that. I wonder what the what the ads are for leasing a Tesla right now. If I go to like Tesla.com, and then if I go to, let's try Model 3s. Yeah, see, lease starting on a Tesla Model 3, $329 a month asterisk. Okay. So, what's the down payment? Let's find out. I just want to see the lease. Well, they used to have a button for lease. There we go. Lease. There you go. So to compare, these are the lease terms. $3,000 down, 3 years, $329 a month. Wait, how do they get a $7,500 EV lease incentive? EV lease incentive. That sounds like a Tesla buy down. Because they're not doing the Tesla, what's it called? The $7,500 credits anymore, right? My brother-in-law just picked up his car on Saturday. They didn't make him do the FSD. Oh, that's interesting. Did he tell him that he was familiar with it or something? There is no tax credit on the Model 3, though. That's the thing. It's not the tax credit because the tax credit doesn't exist on the Model 3. So Tesla's taking that in the booty. Very rare. I'm seeing Lexus advertise sales events in the Baltimore area. Wow. I woke up this AM and my Model Y gave me FSD. All I did was schedule update, and now I have FSD supervision mode. Yep, that's they're putting that in, basically saying it's just a way to clarify that, hey, you have to watch the car. It's not full self-driving. Dude, that made me. That's awesome, man. I'm really happy to hear about that. Oh, thanks, JJ. Yeah, I love real estate. Real estate's very exciting to me. It's very boring to a lot of people. And it's very stressful to a lot of people. But, you know, this weekend I was flying for real estate. God, it was a lot. But, I don't know, I just get excited by it. It's so fun. So it's really great. Weeble IPO soon? That's true. It's the tax credits, leased vehicle. Tesla gets a $7,500 tax credit for buying from themselves. So that doesn't make sense to me, because the vehicle is not eligible for a $7,500 credit. See, I think that's what you're missing. Like, I understand what you're saying. If you go to the Model Y, yes, Tesla gets the $7,500 tax credit. See here, look, after federal tax credit. Okay, great. In fact, you have this giant banner. It says it right here. The $7,500 tax credit. All eligible buyers receive $7,500 off the purchase of a Model Y. Okay? So go to Model 3, and then go to order, and then where's your $7,500 banner? Doesn't exist, because there is no $7,500 savings. It's not listed anywhere, because it doesn't qualify anymore for the $7,500. So Tesla is subsidizing the leases with a $7,500 buy down. I did see Troy's update. Yes, retro. Not great. Hope your kids are doing well. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah. I bought a RAV4 mainly because Tesla offered $22,000 for my trade-in while Toyota offered $28,000. Tesla trade-in offers are pathetic. They need to fix that. See, my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, they both bought a RAV4, and they could not be more happy. Like, they are so giddy about the RAV4 because, you know, they're like, hey, we mostly drive around town and we get 40 miles of plug-in hybrid electric. But when we want to drive up to NorCal, we don't have to spend an extra 40 minutes to an hour on the road charging. We just go. So we have both. We're an EV around town, and then it's the Toyota quality. And, you know, I have to say, the Toyota quality is good. You know, when my first car I ever bought, I paid for a Toyota Prius. I love that thing. It was very good. Very, very, very good. Yeah, by the way, we also, I know some people are talking about real estate here, real estate videos and that. I have, we did something on the channel. We sorted everything into, I'm pretty sure, into little playlists. I want to make sure that's done. Let's see here. Yeah, OG real estate videos, 467. So we have these little playlists that you could see. And this was what I wanted to do is all my videos are public. Like, yeah, I know there was a while there a lot of videos were private. What we were doing, we were sorting them. And it was stupid the way we did it. We didn't have to unlist them to sort them. I recognize that as a mistake. But the videos are there, so you could go into like archived OG real estate videos, and you could just watch like 400 real estate videos. It's kind of cool, actually. You know, or like all the governor videos are sorted in here. 75 governor videos, 467 OG real estate videos. You know, archive finance and news, whatever. I think it's actually kind of useful. But anyway, yeah. That's something interesting to know. No, Tesla's not subsidizing lease. Okay, then where's the $7,500 coming from? RAV4 is awesome. Yeah. So Carvana paying top dollar. I flipped a couple cars bought from dealers and sold it to them. Oh, that's priceless. You buy it from the dealer and you flip it to Carvana. That's brilliant. Oh, I like that. Yeah, great argument on the RAV4. Yeah, it is. It is. I Hybrid is the way. Yeah, I think for now, maybe. Yeah, I bought a RAV4 Hybrid, 41 miles per gallon on the city. Love being a Tesla holder. Saddens me to love it, but I love my SUV. Yeah, I don't think I can ever poop on Toyota. I think they are a brilliant company. I do think, I mean, their last CEO got ousted for being a little anti, EVs. Mustafa, thanks for joining the courses. Could you give me an email to get a response? Yeah, you should have one when you sign up. But yeah, if you have a problem, you can always email us, staff@mekevin.com. We'll get you taken care of. And the team will be in at 8 a.m. So, okay. By leasing it, the dealer counts the transaction of his commercial. Yeah, again, the Model 3 is not eligible for the $7,500 credit. You're saying a fleet vehicle can get it? Let me see. $7,500 credit, EV fleet vehicle. Like, I understand the mechanic, but I'm pretty sure it still has to qualify. So for the model. So where's this sucker? Credits for, let's see here. Click the button to see if your vehicle is eligible. Like, just because it's a fleet vehicle doesn't make it all of a sudden eligible, whereas otherwise it wouldn't be, you know? I mean, that's my understanding. Requirements. I'm trying to see where the cars are. Delivery date. Why do they make it so frickin' hard to find out which cars it is? Purchase. This is 2023. I need 2024. There we go. Oh, okay, here we go. I see. Okay, that's all I had to do. All right, here you go. Here's the list. So, oh, look at that. It's the Model 3 Performance is actually on there. These are the ones eligible. The Model X Long Range, the Model 3 Performance, and then the Y, all of the Ys. Okay, so it depends on the type of Model 3. So if I go for, but I only see rear wheel and dual motor here. That's really interesting. And see, this one still has the $7,500 as the rear wheel drive. Well, that one's not on here. So, anyway. Anyway, leases aren't subject to a domestic battery requirement to get the federal credit. Well, maybe I have to look at that. If there's a loophole there. Maybe it is commercial clean vehicle credit. Is that it? We'll see. Let's try it. IRS commercial clean vehicle credit. Let's see here. Maximum credit is $7,500. Businesses and tax-exempt vehicles that buy a qualified clean vehicle. Okay, so what's a qualified clean vehicle up to $7,500? Vehicles that qualify must be made by a qualified manufacturer, be used for business, that's fine, in the U.S., that's fine. So, which cars qualify for this? 2024 cars that qualify. Let's see if we can find it. That is interesting if fleet vehicles pull it off, because the number is the same. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to do some research on that. Let's see if it goes into commercial here at all. Go away. Commercial. Leasing and the EV credit. Although individuals can't claim the clean vehicle when they credit when they lease an EV, they might see some trickle-down savings. That's true if the car qualifies, right? May qualify for something called a commercial vehicle tax credit. Ah, look at that. The commercial credit is far less restrictive than the clean vehicle credit currently available to individual taxpayers. It allows businesses to claim tax breaks for a wider range of EVs, including those not manufactured in the U.S. Ah, there you go. Okay. That is interesting. I didn't know that. How interesting. Oh, more loopholes. Even though the dealership gets it, yeah, and then of course it would make sense. As long as the vehicles qualify. I understand how Tesla might get the $7,500. I just thought it had to be on the same list. But you might be right. Maybe that's why they're pushing the leasing. Now, Tesla's lease accounting is usually only about 2 or 3%. But let's try it. And which makes sense because the revenue is substantially smaller. You know, on a year, you're only making about 10%. Right? I mean, if you lease something for $329 times 12, that's $4,000. On a $40,000 vehicle, that's only 10% of the potential revenue. So of course the lease accounting is going to look like 2 or 3%, but it's probably understated by about 10x. So it's probably 20 to 30% of these Teslas are actually leased. But let's go to Tesla Investor Relations really quickly. Boy, that was really bad typing. So I can go to their last annual. And we can go to lease accounting. Lease accounting. Leasing. Yeah, here you go. So, leasing's actually declined. That's really interesting. See that? So, leasing is down 14% year over year at Tesla. That's surprising. And it actually works out to about, what is that, 2 divided by 78? 2.5% of their revs. Commercial clean. What did they call this, by the way? Commercial credit. Let's see if they say the $7,500 in here. Tesla customers may qualify. They only mention it once. How interesting. They don't mention the commercial one. Commercial. I mean, I'm sure that's where they're getting the $7,500. I'm just surprised they don't mention. Yeah. The commercial EV credit. I mean, unless I just missed it. It's possible. I mentioned commercial 24 times here. Yeah. All right. Well, we're getting ready for the market open here. Very interesting. 2 minutes to go. All right. So that's weird, but thanks for mentioning this. Somebody says, I went to school with Kevin. Great student, made straight A's. Teachers loved him. Oh. Yeah, for those of you just now joining, yeah, the Tesla delivery estimates, I'll just quickly say the Martin compiled average is 443,000, median 431,000, and the numbers come out tomorrow. All right. Just take a look at what we got pre-market. Okay, MicroStrategy and the Trump Media Group were covering a little bit. It's like 3.3 now. They were some of the losers along with 3M, but 3M's a little glitched on Webull since they did carve out part of the business there. And we are about to open here. Let's see what the Qs are doing. Oh yeah, see, we got to play the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music. Yeah, I forgot about that. I don't think I'm going to be... I wanted to make that a button. And it was the phone a friend music. Yeah. That's right. Okay, we got about 30 seconds to go, so the time is right. Here we go.
They're not going to sell and buy it, store value, kind of like gold, which keeps going up.
Yeah, all-time high on gold as well. We'll keep an eye on that. We get the first bell of the quarter. And the CNBC real-time exchange. Down here at the big board this morning, it is the Ronald McDonald House, New York, celebrating its annual Skate with the Greats. Henrik Lundqvist, New York Rangers Hall of Famer, doing the honors. And at the NASDAQ, Aspirion Therapeutics, focused on medicines to lower cholesterol. Jim, is we're really a couple hundred points from Dow 40K.
Yeah, look, I think when I got this, I was watching Frank Holland's excellent show. When Europe is closed, we're buyers. I mean, I think Europe they're like, even though they're not downbeat, Dave, I don't know if you've been watching the European banks.
All right, all right, all right. So let's see what we got here. We've got some little declines over here. Looks like, what do we have here? We've got, no, it looks like you're trying to get a green candlestick there on, what's it called? Tesla a little bit here. You've got the Qs. Qs are trying to go a little red here. You've got Nvidia. Nvidia's trying to go. What are we trying to do over here? It's kind of almost feels a little directionalist, dare I say. Let's see here. Okay, what do we have here? Matterport's down a couple percent. Now Tesla's down a little bit here, and then we've got. Okay, give me 1 second here. Let me see this. What was that? Oh, I think I screwed something up. No, I didn't. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Okay, there we go. So, okay, let's watch as the day moves here. So we've got Tesla. Yeah, look at that. Tesla's falling. I think you're probably getting this because of the delivery numbers coming up. And you've got some probable shorting going into tomorrow, but I'm trying to see if this is the broader market trying to move like this, and it doesn't appear to be that. See, you've got the Qs moving. Let's see here. They are trying to sneak up. Got Nvidia's rallying. Look at that. See, Nvidia's moving. Let's see. Nvidia's moving up. Tesla's moving down. Right. Well, look at that. Almost right to our line, 174. You've got Bitcoin trending up. Q's 30 basis points now. Feels mostly stable here. 41 bips on end phase. Palantir down again. This one's just getting smoked. You're getting a lot of insider moves here. You've got, yeah, a little bit of a boring open. You've got Amazon moving 1%, but so is Microsoft. And then, of course, Apple trending down again. Robinhood down about 1.9. Let's see our big movers here. Lunar's up 7%, but this one's been so volatile. I mean, at its launch, it was up at like $12 there for a while, right? So, Matterport, I think it was down 3%. Yeah, Matterport's down about 3%. You've got Astera Labs. This one IPO'd as an AI play. And you are down 5%. You've got, yeah, look at that. You ran all the way up to 95, and it's somewhat been bleeding since about the 26th, which if you look at Reddit, Reddit's been bleeding since the 26th. How interesting. The 26th was a downtrend for at least the IPOs. How have the Qs been since the 26th? I can't really see a lot of movement there since the 26th. Wasn't that many trading days ago. Tesla's back to green. Restoration Hardware down about 1.3. There's Tesla. Look at it just sort of bobbing between these three lines right here. If you don't have these three lines marked, they're clearly very important. If you didn't notice, I didn't just add this yellow line. This yellow line was here, and we got almost a perfect bounce off of that 174.16. It actually bounced at 19, so I was within 3 cents of that there. So that's interesting. End phase just went negative. Look at that, pushing down to my little orange line over here. Down 1% now. While the Qs are rallying. So the Qs are taking off. You've got AMD is nicely green. I think Nvidia is as well. Yeah, 77 bips on Nvidia. Okay, well, Bill's moving down more. Reddit's moving down 3%. These are trending down. Embraer is actually down about 1.5 right now. So what's really pushing us here? Oh, volatility's up 5%. How interesting. So what's the SPY doing then? I mean, Amazon's up 1.3 now. Goodness gracious. Nvidia's up 1.2. And SPY's only up 20. Qs are up 60 basis points. Tesla's still red. And Reddit bleeding pretty hard right now. This is the one that seems to be dropping heavily right here. Somebody says IWM getting smashed. Is that true? IWM. Yeah, that is interesting. Oh yeah, look at the volatility on Matterport. Nice little move there. Okay, interesting. Okay, so we have our next data report. Oh yeah, this would be the market's reaction, by the way, to PCE. Because we were not trading on the day of PCE. So PCE came out Friday. I made a video on PCE. It was relatively benign. It was a slight beat and a slight miss on a revision. Big deal. So January a little hotter, Feb a little more benign. You know, it wasn't really outside of expectations by any means. It wasn't an outlier of a data point. It was sort of a bang-on report. And so the market overall should be theoretically enthusiastic about that. But it doesn't appear that small caps are very enthusiastic. And it doesn't appear that interest rate sensitives are sharing in the enjoyment or the enthusiasm. Given that Enphase is down, 1.6, Tesla's slightly red here, and let's see. I mean, Apple's just been having a rough run. I still like Apple. I think if Apple could just figure out AI, boy, they'd go to all-time new highs. I think they're aware of that, but I mean, how could they not be? I don't know, it just blows my mind. Ooh, DJT is another one that's selling off now. It's down now twice as much as it was in the morning. Look at that. Straight down here. Couldn't keep it above 60 now. Wow. So DJT moving down and Reddit moving down. So some of these recent movers, really enthusiastic movers. Yeah, a lot more red as usual. So usually when we get less than one page of red, we almost always get more than a page of red. And that's what we have now. We now have a couple pages of red. Not really probably the best metric, but it's something that I like to use, and it seems to consistently be so. Nvidia up now 2%. You're at 220 here. ARM's up a couple percent. Doesn't look like any kind of real fear here in artificial intelligence. I still think there are some opportunities for some cheap hedges with AI, but mostly because we're somewhat catalyst-free for another month until we really get some of the AI earnings. But I think our first earnings reports will actually come out. Oh, well, we'll start getting banks within the next couple weeks, actually. Start moving pretty quickly. So, let's see here. Let's go forward a little bit and play around. So, Dave and Buster's is coming up. Dave and Buster's. That's tomorrow. Dave and Buster's tomorrow after the close. How have they been doing? I think they ran up to like $60 there for a while. It's crazy. Came out of nowhere. Yeah, look at that. $63 on D&B. If you haven't paid attention to D&B, it's like up 50% from where its channel used to be. And it's like way outperforming Tesla. Well, everything is. Anyway, so you get bank stocks on the 16th. Goldman on the 15th. No. Goldman Sachs actually on the 5th. Yeah, on the 15th in the morning. Bank of America on the 16th. Oh, you do get ASML on the 17th. That's interesting. So ASML on the 17th. Then you'll get DR Horton. Netflix is the 18th. And then you get GM on the 23rd. Ford on the 24th. Tesla's going to be in there somewhere. They actually have to announce their earnings date. Hasn't been done yet. Semiconductors, what is this? You get NXP Semiconductors on the 29th. Yeah, so that's where I was thinking it's going to be more than, or roughly about a month before you really get the AI caddies. It's weird. I feel like we just had earnings, and we're basically about to start earnings again. That's crazy. Yeah, then you get a little bit of a lull for the first week of May. Or these might just not be scheduled yet. I think that's what it is. You're just waiting for the scheduled dates to come up. That's probably it. Anyway. Okay. So somebody here says Tesla's the 17th. Has that been decided now? Because I know there was talk about it being somewhere between the 17th and the 24th. Oh, well, I'm not going to click around for all this. BTC having on the 18th. Yeah. It's going to be pretty cool. Or will it? Would you ever buy a rental from D.R. Horton? Yeah, sure. I'd buy a new construction, yeah. Especially if I can get in one of the first phases, absolutely. I mean, it's easy life. You know? I mean, you're not getting a wedge, but, you know, great. Okay, so I think we get data in about 4 minutes, and then we get some more data at 7. So I'd like to cover the data, and then we'll jump over to the course member live. Then I'll make a cup of coffee. Then we'll go to the course member live, and we'll do some analysis together, whether it's real estate analysis or fundy or TA or whatever. We'll do that together in the live. Nvidia up now 169, AMD nicely green here. Facebook's up 2%, Intel's up 2%. I mean, look at this. It's all the AI plays. It's ARM, Nvidia, Google, Meta, Snowflake. The Qs are being driven up. Lots of AI. Oh, you got Tesla actually went green by 13 basis points. And to the downside, you have Trump Media Group still falling off a cliff here, now almost down 10%. Bill.com 3.3. Affirm's down a couple. Restoration Hardware down 1, 2, 1.5 on Embraer. Bitcoin still sitting under that 70 number. It's really struggling a little bit right there, that number. All right, let's see what the suits are saying as the day is moving here. Let's find out. Ooh, and I want to see what that 10-year is doing as well. Okay. So, 10-year. Wow! The 10-year's up 8.1 basis points. See, that makes me nervous. Oh, you'd laugh if I told you what brand of coffee I have. No, I can't tell you. I can't tell you. You'd all make fun of me. But anyway, yeah, that's very interesting because remember, AI is not sensitive to interest rates. So you could have higher for longer and AI keep going. You know, that's a big deal for AI, and it's also a big deal for the interest rate sensitives. I mean, how are those moving today? No, nobody got it yet. Nobody got the brand of this yet. So keep trying. So Kevin will join soon. Stop it, Steve. You're funny. Oh, damn it! Somebody got it. Congratulations, Played TV. Oh no, I've been exposed. End phase. Yeah, it's only down about 0.5% today after the PCE numbers. Tesla's also down about 0.5%. Anyway. All right, so we got data. Oh, data right now. We've got S&P manufacturing. Slight miss, 51.9. And so we're going to get ISMs at 7. So slight miss on manufacturing. Not much of a surprise. It really shouldn't move anything. Nah, not even getting a reaction at all on that. I wouldn't expect that. That's pretty inline and boring. So I'll write that down though. So that's let's write that on eHack. Good old eHack. I like eHack. You know, I think of it as it's such a great little database of just having all the ideas and the historical information. Especially since it's all one page, it makes searching so easy because you just hit Command F and boom, it's done. But let's put that in. Data out at 51.9. Okay. Yeah, Q's just keep moving on this. No. Can't hate on the AIs, the A's of the I's. Okay. So next data set's in 15 minutes. Heavy corporate supply weighs on treasury yields. Another jolt in corporate supply is likely to shape trading today and keep yields on the rise, but still within range. Bond yields are higher across the curve. Yeah. Syndicate desks are calling for 20 billion of new bond sales. Ah, I see. Okay, so this is a Bloomberg argument. So the argument is basically 10-year up 8 basis points today, possibly as up to another 20 bill of corporate bonds come out to compete with treasuries this week. Interesting argument. Okay, so then we have, gosh, Q's it straight up here. Slowing real incomes flash warning signs to stocks. It's hard to put a bearish spin on Friday's data, but stalling real incomes are worth paying attention to. Real incomes have stalled in February despite the real bound in real savings. Personal savings rate has fallen as well. Let me see here. Personal savings rate, St. Louis, Fred. Yeah. Let's zoom in on this. So, here we go. Yeah, look at that. Your personal savings rate came up again. And now it's rotating down again. Oh, that's not good. Oh, I don't like that. Yeah, I gotta screenshot this. I gotta put this on eHack. Ninja'd. Ninja'd. Who remembers what that's from? Anyway, Bloomberg concerned over slowing savings and real incomes. Also, yeah, let's do that. Okay. All right, next data set's in 12 minutes, folks. And that'll be fun. By the way, we're now 1 week away from the warrants for House Hack expiring. So if you are an investor who invested in the round before April 2023, that ended before April 2023, so that would be the September 2022 all the way to March of 2023, you probably have warrants. And so if you want to invest, those warrants become worthless if you don't exercise them by April 8th. So, make sure to email us if you have questions at ir@househack.com. Because of the warrant expiration, we are pushing back the share certs to the end of this month. I should have moved the warrant expiration up, but we said we'd give 60-day notice, and so we have to honor that. So that's I'm just going to take the blame for that, the timing on that. But we're pushing that back a little. But again, the warrant expiration is on the 8th, and we can't change that. So as we said, 60 days. So keep that in mind if you are in House Hack. Okay, so Q's trying to top out a little bit right now. A little bit of topping out. You've got Tesla, bobbing around here, third to half down. You've got Nvidia trying to top out on the day a little bit here as well. S&P is now trying to rotate down. Enphase down about 1 and a bit. The Q's, we saw them rotate down. So are we going to start heading down now? Did we just top out? I don't know. Maybe the 7 o'clock data will help us find out. So that's what I'm waiting for right now, as I'm waiting for that 7 o'clock data. Coinbase up about 0.5% here. Costs go down 67 bips. I mean, no, I don't really see any kind of dramatic movers here other than the Trump group. And it's getting stuck around that 9% level. Bill.com's moving down even more. What's up, Mr. Jack? The Easter Bunny. Yeah, is that an Easter Bunny on that little sign over there? Yeah. Isn't that pretty cool? You saw that real fast. Easter's over now. That's funny. Okay, so, wow, Google's up 2.9%. You like Google?
Yeah, I should go on Lego.com with it.
Oh, you go to lego.com with Google? Why don't you just go to lego.com?
Well, I just type in lego.com and that's how I go there.
Oh, okay. Do you know who owns YouTube?
No?
Google.
Yeah, that's why. Because you don't have the YouTube app. You just go to Google and they type in youtube.com.
There you go. Okay, so as we're saying that, Google's trying to top out right now as well. But, it doesn't look like the Qs are done. Qs don't want to give up today. See, the direction today on AI seems to... See, to me, I think the way you look at it is, who cares about what Jerome Powell and the Fed do? You could just keep betting on AI. Now, I think I would expect there to be some form of, like, maybe shorter-term correction on some of the AI names, but you're not seeing that so far. So far, they're doing pretty robust. I mean, you did have a few days of red over here on the Qs, right? So you're somewhat channeled over here on Nvidia, but that's the same thing. I mean, you were channeled over here at 420 on Nvidia. Now you're twice the price. You were on this channel, now you're on this channel. So it could do that. I mean, how long was it channeled at 420? It was channeled from May all the way to January. It traded sideways for 7 months on Nvidia before actually breaking out. It actually went through an earnings. Look at that. It went through the November earnings and the August earnings and traded totally sideways. So, I mean, that's one of the frustrations I have right now. Is I find that adding to a position like Nvidia at this time, the risk reward isn't that great in my opinion. I mean, is it gonna double from here? Well, I don't think so. But then again, who knows? At 420, I was still excited. I thought it was gonna go to 650 to 700. I actually bought some at 480, and people were getting mad at me. They're like, "Why would you buy Nvidia at 480?" Yeah, well, my analysis. I'm not saying it was right. I mean, I didn't time it as well as I could have. But yes, sir.
This guy says that I'm ready to go to school and it's spring break.
Little does he know it's spring break, huh? Lucky you, Jack.
But I still can answer what time do I go to school.
Yeah, well, hold on a sec. Let's focus on this charty here, okay? And we could talk about school at different times. So, this is Nvidia. Do you know what Nvidia makes?
I've heard of it. You told me about that.
I
but
told you about
I
it.
don't remember what it was.
You don't remember? Steve, this is Gold Steve right here. He says, "What's up?" In fact, this is what Steve says right now. Can you read that?
Tell your dad to buy some himself.
Yeah. Didn't I give you like a coin that was worth like $30 in gold?
Yeah, I think I still have it in my safe.
I hope you do.
Really?
Can you go get it? Let's see if you can go get it. And we can show Steve that we are participating. Okay. So anyway, it's interesting. It's an interesting day. Google's topping out right here. This could be a short, but it's tough because it could also just keep going up before you get confirmation. 152, you probably pick up $4 right here on a short on Google. I mean, look at this. Enphase went basically green here. Oh, sorry. There it is. Enphase trying to go green. Tesla's trying to go green too. So you can't really keep anything down today. Yeah, see, look at that. Huh? See? Gotta wait for that confirmation before you move on that. Nothing's really moving much more. Embraer's down 2%, so it moved down another 0.5%. Big deal. Where do we send fan mail? Oh, well, if you really wanted to, 9452 Telephone Road in Ventura, 93004. That's where people send stuff to. People send me like cookies and coffee. It's kind of cool. Okay, so Google, yeah, see, look at that, right back up to almost 3% up. 3% up on Google. That's a remarkable day. AMD 3.6%. Great AI day. It shows that doesn't really matter if your if treasury yields are moving up. You're up now 9.1 basis points on the 10-year. So higher for longer just doesn't affect AI. You got to remember that. All right. What else? So, look at Micron, up 7.2%. Anyway, all right. What else? So we've got data coming out in a few minutes. We talked about the corporate selling of treasuries. 70% chance of a June cut. Iron ore seeks to find floor. Uh-oh, here he comes.
So, in one of my safes, it has it in there, but me and Mom have been trying to open it. But
You lost the code to your safe with the
No.
little coin in it.
No, I know the code. It's just it doesn't work.
You gotta put new batteries in it, bro. Yeah, or he doesn't actually have gold.
Isn't it not gold? It's silver, right?
Oh, maybe it was silver. Yeah, I can't remember what it was. You might be right. Anyway, I got it at a George Gammon's event. That's cool. Shout out to George. Good guy. All right. So, 4 minutes. 4 minutes to data. 4 minutes to go. 4 minutes. And, yeah, let's see here. All right. Stera, DJT. I'm trying to find where the movers are today. But it just feels so mostly stable. I mean, Apple's down. Why does Apple keep going down? Because they're not doing the AI, Jack. We got to get him into the AI. So you got to say the so you sound older. If you ever want to sound older, just go to your teachers and say, you know, when I go home, I use the AI. Okay, so yeah, BTC just doesn't want to be at 70 today. It was this weekend. Hey, Tesla screen. And so's Restoration Hardware. They were down like 1.5% this morning. Look at that bounce. I mean, you had a funny 20 minutes.
Who is that?
Who's what?
The mountains.
Oh, this mountain, this is Restoration Hardware. They do a bunch of furniture.
Oh.
Yeah, like really expensive furniture. Do mommy and daddy buy expensive furniture?
I don't really know what you call expensive furniture.
How about IKEA? What's your impression of IKEA? Because that's what we buy, IKEA and Target.
Kind of.
Kind of? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we'll stick with that. You hear that? We buy expensive furniture. You heard it from Jack. IKEA and Target. Let's go. All right. So, sideways trading here, waiting for the data. We got 2 minutes to go for the data. And then we'll have it. Otherwise, I mean, I'm a little kind of like bored. Like, where's the news? What's new? Magnificent 7 is now the Magnificent 4. Okay, big deal. Tesla rival BYD sales jump as EV competition heats up. Yeah. This is a Wall Street Journal piece here. In the first quarter, BYD sold 626,000 new electric vehicles, including plug-ins and EVs, up 13% from a year ago. There goes BYD with the price wars. Good for them. They are killing it right now. All right, so now we're going to get ready for the data. We have about 30 seconds to go before data, Jack. Now we gotta play the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire again.
What's data?
Data is like numbers that come out.
Well, like.
It'll show up on this screen. See this? You can watch it with me. See this right here? So it says ISM manufacturing, ISM prices paid, new orders and employment. So basically it's going to tell us are more people getting jobs and are people paying more for stuff or not. Let's find out. All right. Okay. We've got ISM manufacturing comes in at a beat, 50.3 versus 48.3. Bullish. Prices coming in high though, 55.8 versus 53. New orders coming up, 51.4. And employment pretty much stable. So basically, everything strong in terms of, employment stable, manufacturing, and new orders coming in at a beat, but prices also coming in at a beat. And so that might be why the Qs are showing a little bit of a downtrend there. It's a celebration, 7 a.m. exactly. It's when the data comes out, right on the clock. So looks like a little bit of a reaction there on the Qs, but I can't really call that too dramatic. Let's see what you got on the interest rate sensitives. Nah, it's too difficult to tell if that's maybe those could be data driven. We'll see. I mean, we really to trade this, you got to get off the average candlesticks. Yeah, that's probably data driven on end phase here. Yeah, a little bit there on Tesla as well. So, well, there's the data. So let's jump on. And Nvidia's slowly coming down. Look at that. Topping out already on the day? Does that mean Google's topping out? Yeah.
Why is
Might be
Google
too soon.
like Goog?
Goog? Oh, that's called a ticker symbol. So it's usually under 4 letters, unless you're like over the counter, which don't worry about that. But basically, anywhere it's like 2 letters, 3 letters, or 4 letters, you can get a ticker, and it's just basically a short way to write, you know, a stock. Like there's one company that sells, I think, dog food or whatever, and pet services. So they're called Woof. And then you get, instead of writing Petco Health and Wellness, it's just Woof. I think, and then guess what cheesecake is?
Is it just cake?
It's just cake. Yep. Guess what Dave & Buster's is?
Dave?
It's not Dave. What do you do there?
Games?
Yeah. What's another word for that?
Play?
Play. Exactly.
Yeah, it says right there.
Does it? Did you see it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
There's.
had it.
Yeah. Play. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm trying to think of another easy one. Let's see. Another easy one. What's another easy one? Robin Hood is hood. Costco is just cost. Some of the, I mean, those are good. You'll never guess what the ticker is for Etsy.
Oh, you're right. I don't guess.
It's just Etsy. It's 4 letters, bro. Okay, last one. How about you'll never guess what is the ticker for Lululemon?
What's Lululemon?
Okay. It's like a yoga pants store. Athletic wear.
Is it Lem?
No, Lulu. Yeah. Anyway,
But isn't that? I don't know if it's 4 letters.
hold on. Let me see this guy's anger.
468 are up 5 basis points. The steepening of the curve
We already covered this, but let's see what he's yapping
is
about.
unhappy with the sticky inflation. Hence, long rates and issuance remain a big factor. Sarah, back to you.
Yeah, we were talking about that corporate issuance this morning, but that also, you know, goes in conjunction with, you know, fiscal issuance. Etsy's down like 3% today. Wow, the 10 years up almost 11 bips right now. Crazy. Again, you know, stronger economy, higher inflation. So probably why you're seeing a little bit of this turn here. Yeah, it does seem like the market overall wants to turn a little bit on that data. Yeah, even Google now topping out. Okay, time to go to the course member live stream. I'm going to push the button.
Even though I'm a licensed financial advisor, real estate broker, and becoming a stockbroker, this video is neither personalized financial advice nor real estate advice for you. It is not tax, legal, or otherwise personalized advice tailored to you. This video provides generalized perspective, information, and commentary. Any third-party content I show should not be deemed endorsed by me. This video is not and shall never be deemed reasonably sufficient information for the purpose of evaluating a security or investment decision.
charger, bro.
Any links or promoted products are either paid affiliations or products or services which we may benefit from. I personally operate and actively manage ETF and hold long positions in various securities, potentially including those mentioned in this video. However, I have no relationship to any issuers other than HouseHack, nor am I presently acting as a market maker.
Oh yeah, Alan Boulder, he read yours and Gasman. But the difference here, thanks to Kevin and Jack, is that Jack pointed out that Gasman didn't have an exclamation mark. Well, yeah. Hey Jack, can you push that button right there? Can you reach that?
It's purple.
No, the white one.
Oh.
Right there. That one. See if you can press number 5.
Just close the fucking door. Close the door.
All right, we'll see y'all. I gotta make another cup of